going on? What's going on? It's your boy Wolf.
And Pooch.
Here again with another He Say, She Say episode. Got a couple of topics to talk about this week. You want to start it up?
Some funny stuff, some not so funny stuff. But yeah, no, the first thing I came across the other day, a few days ago, Google accidentally paid, he's actually, he calls himself a hacker, but they paid him $250,000 by accident. And he came forward, he reached out to Google and said, you paid me, I think this was a mistake. So he's honest about it. And so as of a few days ago, the money was still in his account. And I guess he was getting a little nervous because he was worried he was going to get taxed on this money. And Google admitted the mistake. Apparently it was supposed to go to somebody else. So,
man,
I mean, it's just interesting that a hacker was, one, honest about it. Two, how is Google just randomly paying the wrong person $250,000, right?
Pay me, Google. Randomly pay me $250,000.
Wow,
Please.
not
$250,000.
Not a bad mistake, but he's gonna have to pay it back. So I don't know. Interesting.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said he didn't pay it though. He didn't spend the money though.
He didn't. No, but he,
because he thought he was going to have to pay it back, which was smart, I guess. But I ain't gonna lie, I would have spent some of that. I'd have been like, "That's your fault. Human error."
Yeah, but
if I make an error, if we make error, they don't care about that. Like on the,
True.
when it comes to taxes and
that's true.
all this other stuff. So hey, I'm like, hey, that's your bad.
Yeah, and then they're gonna come back and say, "Well, that's fine, but guess what?
We
You still gotta pay it back. We still need our money." And I don't really have a better word other than the dumb story of the day is people are cooking their chicken in NyQuil. This is a social media trend that's going. I guess it started on TikTok. We don't recommend it. Neither does the FDA. They had to issue a statement about this because apparently, it was having horrible side effects on people. They were ingesting the fumes from the NyQuil while they were cooking, and it was getting in their lungs and all these things. And I just want to know why someone would come up with that in the first place. I don't even, what's the purpose of that?
I have no idea. NyQuil is nasty as hell. So the chicken will make you sleepy then, right? Because NyQuil will make you go to sleep.
I guess, but it's like, just take the NyQuil.
True. And I bet the chicken be nasty as hell.
Gross, right?
I don't want to try that, man.
I think people are getting so desperate to come up with trends that they're going, it's getting dumb and dumber and dumber.
It's a trend society going on right now. Some of these trends is ridiculous.
And most of them are.
Some of these trends are dumb. But that one, I don't get that one.
You're sick, have some chicken soup, take the NyQuil, don't mix the two together. It's not going to end well for you. Robitussin, it's not going to end well for you.
That's the Twitter joke.
So,
oh, man.
I mean, they're having fun with that one. But, yeah, I don't know.
Would you ever try that? Would you eat that?
No. Especially I know there's horrible side effects.
Okay, let me ask you this. So, Bobby Brown cooked some chicken and cocaine. Would you rather try some NyQuil chicken or some cocaine chicken?
How about C, or none of the above? No. Okay, what do you know? All right, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to ask you. What are you trying? Which one are you going with? A or B?
Honestly, no comment.
No, exactly. Well,
no comment. But I will say the cocaine chicken is interesting. Instead of using flour, you use cocaine. You probably be up like a bud.
Or you could overdose. I mean, think about it. Depending on how much you use.
True. I didn't think of that.
Although I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Bobby Brown has 9 lives. All right, I'm good. Getting into that, the new California law. You want to speak to the new California law that's coming out?
Yes. So good news for all my potheads out there. They just at least the California ones.
Yeah.
The California, they just passed a law saying that you're pretty much able to smoke. You won't be penalized for smoking outside of work. So when they do drug tests, obviously when you smoke marijuana, it's still gonna be in your system,
right?
Even if you're not high at the time. So they made a law saying, companies can't do that. You're pretty much clear from that. But the bad part is it don't go into effect until January 1st, 2024. So we still got to suffer for about another year and some months. But yeah, that's a good step. It's
a good thing. I think it's a good step. I think
marijuana not bad to me, in terms of
a lot of people.
You shouldn't be high. Probably depending on your job. Some jobs you probably need to be high. But some jobs you shouldn't be high while doing it. But
here's the thing: people use it for anxiety. Like, there's so many different reasons. Like, so yeah, I think it was smart for them to make a move. Now, I think, to be perfectly honest, they really should. There's a lot of people who are just doing it during work hours. So I mean, that's more the concern. But
even though people do worse things.
True, that's true.
But yeah,
you can't police all of it. But yeah, it was a good move in the right direction. True. Not a bad thing. And you have some sports news.
Speaking of good move in the right direction.
Oh wait, what?
The NBA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or the NBA news. Robert Sarver, obviously, he was the owner of the Phoenix Suns. He got caught being racist and misogynistic towards women. And pretty much the NBA is making him sell the team. Well, the pressure of it, a few stars came out: LeBron James, Chris Paul, Draymond Green, and also PayPal, which is the Phoenix Suns sponsor. They came out saying that pretty much sell the team or we pulling out. So there's a lot of pressure for him to sell it, and the bidding is going to start. They said it's estimated the franchise to be the Phoenix Suns about 3 or 4 million. Billion. Sorry, not million. 3 or 4 billion. In terms of selling it, and some suitors are Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Steve Jobs' widow, his ex-wife Lorene Powell Jobs, and who another person, the CEO of Disney, Bob.
Wow.
Iger,
heavy hitters.
CEO of Disney, former CEO of Disney.
Interesting to see who gets it.
And the chairman of the Oracle Arena in Oakland, Larry Ellison. So it's a couple, you got a few options out there. So that should be sold pretty soon.
You think you think that it was, that is a harsh enough punishment for him, having to sell both teams?
That was the best you could get. I think that's the worst you could get.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's still gonna get billions of dollars from selling the team.
Right.
But other than that,
I mean,
he won't be in the NBA. He won't be associated with
WNBA either.
Yeah, having a team under his name. So
yeah, he's bad for business.
And then he got, I guess, his reputation now. But I'm sure people probably look past this in no time.
People look past so much. I highly doubt.
That's the most you can do is take away his teams.
Right. No, true. And you have some other sports news, right?
Oh yeah.
Besides
some more crazy news in sports. Still in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, the head coach Ime Udoka, got caught up allegedly. I don't know everything, but allegedly got caught up having an affair with multiple female staffers, 2 women who were both married, allegedly. And one was married to the senior vice president of the team. So that's,
wasn't a good move.
It's not a good look. And on the other half of that, Udoka was married. And he was married to Nia Long. And everybody know Nia Long. People on Twitter talk about, how can he cheat on Nia Long? He deserved to be executed. Because, Nia Long is considered very beautiful.
Of course.
And so... And I didn't know they was together, but they've been together for a minute. They have a kid, a son, and it's just crazy news. This came out of nowhere. The Celtics are looked at as a contender for the title again, and it's kind of just
it gives them a black eye a little bit. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, the players, but when you got the coach in hot water, I don't know. To me, I bet there's probably more than 2 females that are going to come forward. That's all we know about,
True.
But I mean, I think the sad part for me is, Nia Long, her son, they have to deal with this publicly, right? Like, it's such a private matter. It's, it's traumatic, all those things, and you can't even deal with it privately. And it's like, don't people think of their consequences, the consequences of their actions? That's the part that gets me, So my heart goes out to her and her son.
And also, Udoka, apparently, the Celtics knew about this before it actually came out, like in early July. Udoka and the Celtics had a conversation about this. The Celtics didn't do nothing until recently, so people are kind of going up about that. And apparently Nia Long had just recently moved to Boston with the family. So she came out saying it blindsided her, of course. I'm sure it did. And yeah, prayers for that situation, man. Hopefully,
sad.
I don't know. Hopefully you know,
she'll
whether
leave
they
him.
stay together or move on.
I don't know.
Hopefully,
Some
you know,
kind of
everybody
repair.
ends up okay. Even the females, they was getting dragged on Twitter. Everybody trying to find out who it was, you know. So
Of course.
you got everybody who worked for the Celtics that's a female on the staff getting interrogated by Twitter. Everybody know Black Twitter crazy.
Right. Twitter's funny. Twitter's a funny. I like Twitter though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is funny. But yeah, so that's a crazy situation. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. To be continued, because we know it's the most stuff that's
story developing.
Yep.
You've been reading some good books lately, and you have one that you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, so I just recently finished a very short book, but it's a self-help book. It's called As A Man Thinketh, and it's pretty much about the power of thought and how your thoughts can shape your environment. It's by James Allen. It was a very good read. It was a quick read, but it was very informative, and I encourage people to read it. You know, it's only like 86 pages.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah, I could do that in a couple days.
No excuse. It's not long or anything, but it has a lot of substance in between. So
is it mostly about manifestation, or
it has something to do? Yeah, it talks about that in there. Just how pretty much we don't realize that, you know, even before our actions, everything starts with a thought. So,
True.
you know, whether it's good or bad, before you make that move, that action, it all starts up here. And depending on, you know, your thoughts, it can shape your environment. Whether you feed yourself good thoughts, whether you feed yourself bad thoughts, but the fruit, you're going to reap the fruit of whatever you've been thinking, you know, and it's going to come out in your circumstances. And just the constant situations you find yourself in, and because it's crazy. One thing the book talk about is like people could say like, oh, I want to like, for example, lose weight, right? But they don't change the way they eat, or right? They still thinking about that burger, or they still thinking about. So they circumstances is showing that, you know, you overweight, you out of shape, this and that, you know. And not just go for anything. Like, you could say you want to do something, or even when you think about something, even when you think about doing something good, you actually have to put it into motion too. You know, like we said, the thought is just a precursor to the action. So it's like you could say, I want to eat good, but I want to lose weight, but if you're not eating good, if you're not taking care of your body, it's not gonna happen. But that's just an example.
Right.
And that goes for anything, whether it's money, career, love. You know, you gotta watch what you say. You know, because what you think, you end up saying it. You end up, you know, and so it all just connects. But it's a good book. You know,
what was your biggest takeaway? Would you say, like when you walked, you're like, oh, you know, that spoke to me. Is there anything specific in there that really kind of was like, you know,
just how one bad thought, one negative thought, right? If you don't wipe it away, if you don't get rid of it quickly, it could grow, because you will constantly, the more you think about something, the bigger you getting it, the more you growing it, until eventually you bearing that fruit. So I think that was just it. It was more about, if you change the way you think, and even the people, let's say, you know, somebody has cancer or illness or some type of disease, right? Even if you change the way you think and your attitude about that, your body becomes naturally like healthier. Like you have a better, because the way you think has the effect on your physical health too, or your body
I
as
agree
well.
with that. Yeah.
You know,
you'll
that's
carry
why,
it with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's true. So it weighs you down. Negative thoughts will definitely weigh you down, for sure.
That's why some people who like people who are dying, they'll have a positive mindset still and thoughts, and they'll still be at peace, you know.
Right.
And in some cases they end up reversing the situation, the illness, you know, depending on just from having a positive mindset along with the treatment or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but
I believe
it's all about the thought, the attitude, and yeah, it's a big thing. So that's what I took away from that. Like,
yeah, no, it sounds like a good read.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I should borrow it from you.
I love self-help books.
Me too. Yeah.
The Power of Now, I believe.
The Secret is a good one.
Oh, yeah. See, I ain't read that one. Got to read that one. But just different books like that.
Conversations with God is a good one, I think. Or is it Conversations with God? That's a good one. There's quite a few. I know we could just incorporate a book review every week if we really wanted to.
I know, people need to read more.
Might be something we might want to do. Yeah. People do need to read more. I think and I was talking to you a little bit about this recently. It was like, turning off like TV, social media, this and just escaping with a book sometimes is just so it's healthy, but it's nice. It's like it puts you at ease a little bit. Takes you somewhere else. Books could take you somewhere else, whether it's a self-help book or it's a novel, mystery, autobiography, whatever. Just kind of removes you from your day-to-day. And I think we need to do that more, honestly, because we have a lot coming at us from different directions. So nice to escape.
Definitely.
But I don't know if we had anything else that we were going to discuss other than those topics. Do we have anything else?
Nah.
It's officially fall, but we're sitting by the pool. But it's officially fall.
It's fall, but as we can see from these, because we don't know if they're gonna end up splitting up. Udoka deal, but we know it's summer. It's summer is over.
Idea that more couples break up in the summer, and they
do. It's officially fall now, but all this stuff happened before.
I want to know where you got that information.
Not to say all couples.
No, I know, but you said that like the majority. So where does that information come from? I'm curious.
Because in the summer you out and about. It's more gatherings. It's more parties.
True. So I guess it's
get-togethers. You're not really necessarily for the majority cooped up in the house.
That's
just
true.
Kind of like people at parties. At the beach,
traveling,
you're interacting, you're socially interacting with people. So, a lot of times, people tend to get wild. You going out to the clubs, and couples just tend to break up in the summer. That's just how it goes. And then right around this time, it's cold. Everybody want to be in the house, chilling, watching Netflix.
For me, I think it would be opposite because you're getting into the holiday season, and a lot of people's. And I hate to call out men, but men that want to avoid like buying Christmas gifts or things like that. Sounds petty. Well, women probably do too, but I'm thinking like, what? So I would imagine more breakups happen right before the holidays, which is actually a horrible time to break up with somebody. But I'm just saying, 'cause it's like, I don't know.
But you know what? I think because the holidays, right? It's more that family type, like loving. You kind of want somebody maybe.
You do.
Around.
You do want somebody around.
You kind of don't want to be. How to say you don't want to be alone for holidays, right?
No.
So you probably want somebody just to be around. And in the summer, you like,
All right, but then you got New Year's, and then are you trying to be with someone on New Year's, or are you trying to like do your thing? See, I don't know. There's different. I guess it depends on the person. You just don't. It depends who you.
Because people like that New Year's kiss stuff, which I never really did, but that's the big thing.
Whoever you kiss on New Year's, what is the whole thing like? I don't know either, but
you won't know them by June.
Oh yeah, because his theory is you're gonna be broken up by then. I don't know. That's funny though, but I know it's officially fall. It's crazy. We're almost into October. It's kind of wild.
Definitely. My Raiders still slipping.
I know. Maybe better luck with them this weekend. Hopefully they'll get it together.
Man,
they gave the game away last week.
I was almost about to, turn in my Raider.
Stop it. That is so over dramatic.
I think right after, it's the way we lost. Like, we literally was up by 20 points, and then we just ended up losing to the Cardinals. And it's just like, right after the game is when you're
it was hard to watch
at your emotional height because you've been on the edge of your seat and then they lose. You're like, you're like, man, I'm about to turn in my, and then as the week go by, you're like, all right, man, let's pick it together. You settle down. So we'll see what happens
your
this
entire
week.
life. You're not turning anything.
I know, right? We've been losing for 20
can,
years,
you can
22 years.
Be frustrated, but you can't ever just give up on. So many people gave up on them when they moved. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you not stay loyal to your team if they move?
It's funny. People get pissed off about that still to this day. Like, I know a lot of people were emotionally tied up though because it was the hometown team and this and that. But I'm just like.
Hey, they needed to move. Their stadium.
That's what I was about to say. Y'all wanted them to play in that raggedy old. I hate to say it. Coliseum got history, this and that, but it was horrible.
It's a sad place. I mean, trust me.
How you supposed to win in that? The top teams that was winning Super Bowls and had that. So it's like.
I mean, I was sad to see him go. Don't get me wrong. I didn't want him, but I could understand why they had to. I get it. But
and the mayor trying to sue because.
You watched them lose the A's too, and that's going to really crush me.
I heard the A's supposed to get.
Oh, they've been talking about that for years, trying to get them a new stadium, all these things, and it's like, okay, no, Oakland will let them go. You watch, but then I can't blame them either. Maybe they'll go to Vegas.
Who, the A's?
Yeah, where else are they going to go?
I heard like San Jose. No,
San Francisco said no. That's their territory.
No,
but San Jose is like no, like this is Giants territory. So you can't mess with that. So I know.
I don't know, but Oakland, the way they city council
Warriors left, but look they have a beautiful stadium, so I'm not mad at that. And they're still in the Bay, so we're good with that. I love
Oakland, but it seems like every time a team leave Oakland, they end up moving on to something way better.
Right. Well, at least they just went across the bridge, the Warriors, so it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, but still, they left. They left Oakland. They still in the Bay, but still.
I know.
It's not the same.
It's not, but
it's not the same.
Well, you're not a Warriors
fan. The Oracle is something different.
Oracle. I know. I mean, now, but the Chase Center is gorgeous. It's like you go in. It's a nice facility. So they upgraded, and so did the Raiders. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with the A's. But yeah, never know.
But I think that's it. So
wrap
far,
it up.
We'll wrap it up. This is the third episode. Y'all can catch us. We try to do episodes once a week.
Right.
Like,
comment, subscribe.
What she said. Like, comment, subscribe. Get these YouTube videos circulating. Appreciate the support for the supporters that's already supporting. And until next time, we'll be bringing y'all more crazy news and different things. So y'all stay blessed and stay safe.